Long before dinosaurs walked the Earth, the planet was already full of life. But the creatures that lived back then were very different from the ones we know today. Giant insects, strange fish with spiral jaws, and early reptiles ruled the land, water, and sky. These forgotten animals faced many challenges. They had to survive extreme weather, big changes in the land, and one of the worst disasters in Earth's history. In this video, we'll explore the world before dinosaurs. We'll see what kinds of animals lived during that time, how they survived, and what caused most of them to disappear forever. The world before dinosaurs. The time before dinosaurs is called the Paleozoic Era. It ended about 252 million years ago. At that time, all the land on Earth was joined together in one big supercontinent called Pangaea. Around it was one huge ocean called the Paleozoic Ocean. The land was covered in swamps, rivers, and forests made of huge ferns and mosses. There were no flowers or grass yet. The air had more oxygen than today, almost 35%, which helped many animals and insects grow to very large sizes. Giant insects and strange fish. Because of the high oxygen level, insects became massive. Some dragonflies had wings as wide as a person's arm. A creature called Arthropleura looked like a giant centipede and could grow up to 8 feet long. These insects lived in the thick, humid forests and ate plants, small animals, or other bugs. In the oceans, there were also strange creatures. One of the most interesting was the Helicoprion, a fish with a lower jaw shaped like a spiral. It looked scary, but mostly ate soft sea animals like squid and shrimp. Early reptiles take over. On land, the first reptiles started to appear. These animals were better at living in dry areas than the older amphibians. One famous reptile from this time was the Dimetrodon. It had a large sail on its back, which helped it warm up in the sun. This made it one of the first animals to hunt early in the morning. It had sharp teeth and strong jaws that made it a top predator. At the same time, other reptiles and early mammals were trying to survive. One of them was the Coton, a small furry creature that probably lived in burrows. Some scientists think they might have fed their babies with milk, like modern mammals. These little animals came out at night to hunt insects while avoiding bigger predators during the day. The changing Earth. As time passed, Earth's surface changed a lot. The large landmass of Pangaea caused the weather to shift. Some areas became cold and icy, while others turned into dry deserts. Swamps began to disappear, which made it hard for many plants to survive. Big ferns and mosses started to die off. In their place, stronger plants like conifer trees and ginkgos began to grow. These trees could survive with less water and in hotter weather. Animals also had to adapt to these changes. Amphibians started to disappear because they needed wet places to live. But reptiles did better. They had thicker skin and didn't need to stay in water all the time. So they spread to many new places, monsters of the land. Some land animals grew very large. One of them was called Gorgonopsia. It was a strong predator that may have had some fur and a third eye on its head. This eye helped it sense light and maybe helped with hunting at dawn or dusk. Gorgonopsia had long teeth like knives and could take down animals much bigger than itself. It used a smart hunting method. It would bite, run away, then attack again and again until the prey was too weak to escape. Another strange animal was the Theodon. It looked like a modern crocodile but had long legs and could run fast. Theodons lived on land but may have hunted in water too. Some smaller animals, like the early mammal ancestors called codons, were smart hunters. They worked in groups and hunted at night. Their sharp teeth helped them eat small animals. Codons stayed hidden during the day and used tunnels to protect themselves. The Great Dying. Around 252 million years ago, something terrible happened. The Earth went through the biggest extinction in its history. Scientists call it the Permian-Triassic extinction, or the Great Dying. It started when volcanoes in places like modern-day Siberia and India exploded. Lava and gases like methane and carbon dioxide poured into the air. This caused the planet to heat up very fast. The oceans warmed too, and a lot of the oxygen disappeared. Poisonous gases filled the air. Acid rain fell, forests burned, animals couldn't breathe or find food, Even the oceans turned deadly. Almost 95% of sea life and 70% of land animals were wiped out. It was one of the worst disasters the Earth has ever seen. But not everything died. Some small animals survived, codons were safe in their underground burrows. Some reptiles also made it through. These survivors would go on to start the next chapter of life on Earth, the rise after extinction. After the Great Dying, Earth was quiet and empty. It took millions of years for life to return. This new age was called the Triassic period, and it marked the beginning of the Mesozoic Era, also known as the Age of Dinosaurs. At first, Earth's climate was hot and dry. Most of the land was still part of Pangaea. There were very few forests, and deserts covered large areas. Only a few green oases near rivers and lakes had plants and animals. Even though the planet was damaged, life slowly found a way to come back. New types of plants grew, like hardy conifer trees and palm-like plants. Insects returned too. Some were very different from the ones we see today. There were beetles, crickets, and strange cockroaches with furry legs. Small dinosaurs arrived. During the middle of the Triassic period, the very first dinosaurs appeared. They were not giants yet. Most of them were small, fast, and walked on two legs. Their footprints looked like bird tracks. These early dinosaurs had strong legs under their bodies, which helped them run quickly. This gave them an advantage over older reptiles like crocodile-like creatures that moved slower with their legs sticking out to the sides. Dinosaurs also had something special inside. They had a better breathing system. They could get oxygen even when the air had very little of it. Their bodies warmed up during the day and stayed warm at night. This allowed them to hunt and stay active all day and night. Many early dinosaurs were omnivores. They ate both meat and plants. Some hunted in packs, while others ate insects, fish, or eggs. Still a dangerous world. Even though dinosaurs were rising, life was still hard. The world was full of dangerous creatures. Giant crocodile-like reptiles called crocodilomorphs lived near rivers and hunted anything that moved. One of them, called the Carolina butcher, could run on two legs and had razor-sharp teeth. It was one of the scariest land predators of its time. In the oceans, creatures like Nothosaurs hunted fish with long, sharp teeth. On land, giant frogs and amphibians still lurked in swamps, using ambush tricks to catch prey. It was truly survival of the fittest. But dinosaurs had an edge. They were faster, more adaptable, and smarter in finding food and avoiding danger. A second chance. After millions of years, a second extinction event occurred. This was the Triassic-Jurassic extinction around 201 million years ago. The cause is still debated, but it may have been caused by more volcanoes or even an asteroid impact. Whatever the reason, it killed off many of the older reptiles and large amphibians. But dinosaurs survived. Now, with fewer enemies and more space, dinosaurs began to grow bigger and spread everywhere. They started to rule the land, the sky, and even some parts of the water. This was the true beginning of their golden age. Before dinosaurs took over, Earth was already full of wild and fascinating life. Giant bugs, monster fish, and strange reptiles once ruled the land and sea. These creatures helped shape the planet's history. They faced fire, floods, and deadly gases, but some survived and gave rise to even greater creatures. Dinosaurs may be the stars of ancient history, but the forgotten monsters before them were the ones who paved the way. Their fight for survival, their strange shapes, and their final days tell a story just as exciting. It reminds us that life is always changing, and those who adapt are the ones who live to see a new day. If you enjoyed learning about life before dinosaurs, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more amazing stories from Earth's past. And if you want to see what happened after the dinosaurs, stay tuned. The next chapter is even more incredible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.